Hey guys, this is Ashley and Rest, and this is She Wolf Alchemy. And today we are talking about how to stay in the Christmas spirit when you are going through it. Being honest, every Christmas does not feel very like merry and bright. And I
Mhm.
think this one in particular for a lot of people, it just feels like you're going through it. Christmas isn't fun when you don't have enough money, time, energy. So we know like right now, a lot of people are going through it, whether it be financially, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, with the state of things. And it's Christmas time, and like you want to be in the spirit,
Mhm.
but it definitely can be challenging. So we want to talk about it. Get that
Yeah.
part.
I mean, I think the first thing to do when we're talking about this, whether it is Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's Eve for you, um, 2024 has been crazy. For most of us, this has been a chaotic ass year. And it feels like I just want to be over. I don't want to celebrate nothing. Let's move to 2025 and fingers crossed, hope for the best. And I think we got to start with acknowledging our feelings, acknowledging like, okay, maybe it's not okay. And that is okay. I don't need to force myself to try to go out and celebrate. I don't have to force myself to be in the mood. And honestly, now that I think about it, I did last year. I remember listening to a podcast and it was just very how to get yourself in the mood, to get yourself in the mood, get yourself in the mood. And I'm here to say you don't have to be in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not force it. It's okay to be like, you know what, girl, here are three things from Five Below. I love you. Can we sit on the couch and have wine now? That is a perfectly okay mood to be in. And you don't have to force yourself to be jolly when you're not. This year has been rough
Mm-hmm.
for a lot of us financially, but also mentally. I know this year has been rough because my whole timeline on TikTok right now is aliens, and I could not care less.
Don't care at all.
Could not care less. That is how mentally I am exhausted with 2024. Every other now, it just pops up and it like the lights are flickering and they're coming out the
And I
water.
just
It's
swipe
like,
past it like whatever. What? Make me laugh app. That's why I'm here.
look, look. I same. I was just like, oh, are they attacking? Are they taking us to the other world? They're not taking us to the other world. All right, well, okay.
Not the other world. Oh
Let's see what the
man.
new TikTok dance is.
Don't even get me started on the fact that they try to take it from us. They've taken so much. And now here they come, the greedy bastards. All right, anyway. But to our topic. Um, I think it's definitely fair to acknowledge that it can be a struggle to be in the spirit during the holiday season. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to, to feel down now. And if you want
Mhm.
to engage and find some merriment, I think a part of that is kind of acknowledging how you feel and that is again that it's okay to not be okay. Like around this time of year there's so much pressure for everyone to be jolly and involved. I think particularly like you all the holidays and then the new year coming up. Like we just had Thanksgiving. A lot of people just saw their family for like the first time all year,
Yeah.
dealt with that, and now they have an expectation together again.
Mhm.
And it's a lot. Like it is so much. Like the traveling for some, everyone doesn't travel
Mhm.
or have to travel to visit their family, but for a lot of people, like there's this pressure and expectation. Like, are you coming home? You want me to
Yeah.
fly to? It's cold up there. I don't want to go up there. I got 3 vacation days,
Look.
and I do not want to use them to come all the way up there and deal with airports and packing my family up. I just want to
Look.
relax. I want to be off work.
These are 3 days I do not have to check emails. I don't want to talk to Aunt Bertha during those 3 days.
That's not what I want to do. I just want to stay home. But it feels like like you're not allowed to say that.
Yeah.
And for some people, visiting with family can be recharging. And
Mhm.
so it's finding the time and the way. But it's also okay to acknowledge that it can be a task.
Yeah. It is feeling more tasky this year. So, you guys know I'm a therapist. And so there's kind of like a running thing when you're in the therapist community around holiday season because it can go one of either way. It can be my calendar is going to be kind of bare because people are traveling, people are seeing a family. So I'm not going to have as many clients as normal. So let me plan ahead accordingly. And then every now and then we get it where it is so packed because people are like, I got to see my family. Because people are like, or I can't see my family, or I'm so stressed because there's all this expectation around celebrating the new year, around getting presents for folks. And this year is a packed year. Like every day I'm waking up with emails like, did anybody drop out? Anytime I could see you sooner? And I think that has kind of let me know, okay, I see what the tone is. For a lot of people, at least that I've been talking to, a lot of people are anxious on kind of not being able to step up and show out kind of how they're used to around
Mm,
Christmas time. I know I'm talking to a lot of moms, even within my friend group, who are who are a little sad because this year they're not going to be able to provide for Christmas the way that they're used to. And
mm,
I myself had a conversation with my daughter because Lord, when she gave me her Christmas list, I'm like, I don't know who you think your mother is. I
mhm, mhm,
let's talk about lowered expectations. But we did have to have a convo about a little bit lower expectations because usually she knows anything I ask for Christmas time. She's a good child. I start shopping in October. She knows she's gonna get. And so this year, when she was just like in an iPhone 12, and I was like, hey, let's have a
mhm,
little bit of a conversation. First of all, you're 7. You're not getting an iPhone. But let's have this other combo. And me and her talked. I'm like, hey, baby, this year I was like, we're gonna have fun for Christmas. But I also told her like there might be a chance it's not gonna be the same amount of presents as you're used to. My baby is also a January baby, so I have her birthday in 3 weeks. And she also wants a very expensive, extravagant thing for her birthday, which I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do. But with that being said, I only got 3 weeks recovery time. I
mhm,
gotta jump right back
mhm,
in. And so we had the
mhm,
conversation of like, hey, this Christmas might look a little bit different. Usually we do a big dinner. Usually we might go to the movies after because usually there's a movie that comes out on Christmas Day. So we'll go to the movies.
mhm,
And she's an only child. So not only from me, but from her grandparents, from her father. She's used to a lot of things. And I was just like, hey, let's have the conversation beforehand.
mhm.
And honestly, guys, she handled it really well. I was expecting her to be like, because my daughter liked to argue. I was expecting her to be like, why? You have a job. You're always working. But that's not what I got. What I got back was like, well, can these 3 things definitely be on the list? I was like, look, mommy, you see what mommy can do. But I think right now is the time, especially if you're a parent, it is feeling a bit hard because it's like, dang, I can't show up the way I want to show up or could show up. And how is that reflecting back on my kid? How is that reflecting back on, are they going back to school with a whole bunch of kids who are coming back with their wish list? And I'm kind of like, you got 2 things this year. I'm sorry, baby. I had to make it work. Or this
Mhm,
year was a Five Below year. Sorry,
mhm,
baby. We got to make that work. And
mhm,
just not out there to say, like, parents, give yourself some grace.
mhm,
I'm talking to lawyers, to cashiers. Everybody's feeling the pinch right now.
mhm. And also, I mean, if Christmas is supposed to be about the spirit of family and getting together and woo, and so even though it feels good to give your children, give people that you love gifts and go through that whole, oh my God, they loved it. It was perfect. It was all this other stuff. Like, don't be afraid to dive more into the, hey, it's about the
Mhm.
getting together because people enjoy that just as much too. And I think it's important to instill that in kids as well so that they can have the the right so that you don't feel so burdened so that their expectations, oh my gosh, when I think about like It's funny thinking about your daughter being able to be like, I want these things. I used to be so scared to say what I wanted for Christmas.
Mm,
Still a thing as an adult. It's very hard for me because usually I would only want like maybe one or two things.
mhm.
And if I tell two people them two things, what if I get two of the same thing that I wanted? So I couldn't tell anybody. I had to just, I don't know why. I let them figure it out. I don't know what's wrong with me. But as an adult, I just feel guilty asking for things, which is something I'm working on, especially being in a relationship. I have to ask.
Yeah, yeah, you
Otherwise,
do.
he'll come up with his own thing.
I will say, yeah, I feel like I struggle with that as an adult as well, but not for the same reasons. Like for me, it's hard because all the little things I want, I get. And
Hmm.
so when it comes Christmas time, it's like, oh, what do you want that you don't have? I'm like a trip to Italy. Like that's
Right.
that's
Hmm.
kind of where I am by the time we hit Christmas. Like I'm definitely
Hmm.
a new car. Like I'm definitely in that zone. So I feel like it's
Yeah.
hard for me. Because they're like, oh, well, you love perfumes, so let me get you some perfumes. I got all my favorite perfumes already. I restock. And when it gets halfway, I restock. You know? Oh, you
Right.
like brand like I love Brandon Blackwood.
Hmm.
Person. I'm like, oh, you like Brandon Blackwood? You want to get a purse? I got the purses I want. When he dropped them, when I got the email about the sale, I stocked up. Like it's so very hard for me. But I will
Hmm.
say as a kid, I definitely wasn't. She probably definitely I was scared to talk to my parents about everything except for when I wanted stuff. Money talk was always very like
Hmm.
free in my household. And so yeah, no, I definitely was a kid that had a list. In fact, I remember like the first year after my parents' divorce, the first time, um, I was living in Mexico with my father and I had came back home to spend it with my mom and I had to see my brothers in like 6 months. I had to see my mom in like 6 months and I was so excited. But my mom had like made this grand thing because I was in another country. First time she ever not lived with me. And so it was like really important. She made this grand thing. So she ordered all these things offline because my mom was like really big on like getting black Barbies, getting the black Barbie pillow cover case and stuff. So she had got all the stuff online or from like a catalog or something, and it
Yeah.
gets done by Christmas. Yeah, not online. I'm not. Yeah, no, no. We was in the early 90s. This was in the very early 90s. Let me throw that out there because y'all keep calling us kids. Y'all keep referring to us as like 20 years old. Nobody on this podcast. It's a thing in the comments. People think we're young for some reason.
Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, sitting here with a heating pad as we record. Like, what
Right.
are
We
you
are
talking about?
definitely not. We ain't no
I'm
spring chickens from here.
literally drinking chlorophyll water with extra minerals. Like, oh. Um, but so it was like a catalog she ordered from. But when I got there, it wasn't there, and it didn't come for 4 more days. And when I tell you, every day I woke up like, oh, still no presents. I see. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
no.
I'll be spending time and stuff. I ain't get to spend no time with no gifts. All right, just for like 4 days
Oh my
straight.
gosh, that's too funny.
Yeah, and it's so weird because my brothers still make fun of me for that because they're like, you were a quiet kid. You really didn't talk much. But that Christmas, you had a lot to say. I
Christmas
was like, yeah.
gifts. That's so funny. I feel like I just probably would have walked around trying to act like I was okay with it. Like, it's not that counts. I understand that. And spend time together.
No,
It's
because
okay. I have no expectations.
here's the thing though. All my brothers had got their gifts and they opened it Christmas Day
Oh,
because
oh
yeah, like she had got them Walkman and stuff. And
my.
I just was like, see, Magnus is drawing his gift. That's great. It's great.
But I am
You got the
forgotten.
gift of music and sound. Good for him. I'm gonna sit over here with my nothing. But also on top of that, because I had moved, I didn't have a room in the house. So I mean, I had a room. I did have a room, but like I didn't have toys. It was just pinkness everywhere. Just pink,
Mm,
just pink and butterflies everywhere. But I didn't have toys. So it wasn't even like I could play with my old toys.
I'm sorry.
Okay. I said that though to say, yes, try to instill the joy of Christmas in kids, but also they're kids. So
Yeah,
like
of course.
kids doesn't when you're
Absolutely. Yeah. But no, so one of my a friend of mine was pointing out recently and her boys are like 2.5 is the oldest.
Mhm.
She's like twins and then a little one. And she was saying how like, she and her husband are really starting to talk about what they want Christmas to look like for their family.
Mhm.
So like last year, they've been going still to their parents' homes.
Mhm.
And so this is their first time saying, like, we're going to stay home with our kids and do Christmas here. And so, what do we want that to look like? And like trying to start that. I mean, you can start the conversation any year you want, but being early on to say, we want to think about how we want it to look for our family.
Yeah.
Like, do we want to go big on gifts? Do we want to wear matching pajamas? Like, what are those little traditions that we want to start setting up? I know even for myself, my son is to be 5 months.
Mhm.
And I'm still like, okay, I want to set a precedence for myself now. First of all, I am tired of people telling me what he's not gonna remember. That don't have anything to do with me and what I remember. It is my first Christmas with my child. If I want to buy him goddamn Christmas gifts, he's gonna get Christmas gifts. If I want to fucking paint the sky, I don't. Shut up. I am so tired. Because people have that for everything.
Yeah.
Oh, it's their first birthday. Oh, it's and they're my first as well. So
But
I
I
would
will
like,
say, I think people are doing that out of like, because again, there's an 8-year difference between me and you having children. And again, me and you talked about this when it came to breastfeeding.
mm,
When I had kids, because I think people are doing it to try to be like, hey, don't worry about mom guilt. Because when I had my daughter, it was just everything was just like you not throwing a $2,000 birthday party for her first birthday. Why aren't you throwing a $2,000 birthday party for her first baby? You're not going to a $400 an hour photographer to on your iPhone. You did her 6 months pictures on your iPhone. Interesting. So I feel like you're getting advice from the moms of that period to be like, girl, don't
baby.
don't let them. If you don't got the money, don't get him no Christmas present. He ain't gonna
Lord
remember
have mercy.
because we were bullied into everything.
No. I mean, I guess. I'm sitting here like, I get that he don't care and he doesn't know it's Christmas. I know it's Christmas. And so, yeah, I got him like random stuff. Like in his stocking, he has like a spoon that he can gnaw on. And like, what else did I get him? Some clangy. I got him some teaspoons
Mm,
that clang. you know, like random stuff like that. And then I got him like one toy. He's got plenty of. He don't
yeah.
need stuff. It's mostly keeping everybody else from buying him crazy things. But anywho, but I'm like, okay, um, okay, so I segued into my fury as a new mom. So, anywho, so I took that side quest to basically say that it's okay to start and set a precedent for your family, even when, someone isn't even old enough to really participate. So for us, like, I'm like, I like having an activity. Like, even with my mom, like, we had started doing that because we had gotten into the like habit like when you don't have small kids, I feel like in your family, Christmas can get kind of dull if you let it.
Mhm.
When it's just a bunch of adults and you really just want to be like, girl, why don't you keep your $30 and I keep my thirty
Yeah.
dollars? And like, let's just not do this. Let's
Mhm.
just get some wine and like, I don't want to. You keep your money. I'm so thankful that me and my friends came to that agreement long ago. Like, you keep
Yeah.
your money, I'll keep my money. We'll be okay. Like birthdays and stuff, okay, but like
Yeah.
Christmas, we have a lot going on. I don't want to feel like a bad friend because I didn't mail a package to Tennessee. Like, let's just not do this. But
Yeah.
anyway, so even with my mom, we had gotten a habit of playing games like board games and stuff
Mhm.
on Christmas because I was like, all we do is we open the presents, we eat, and then everybody takes a nap and goes to sleep. Like I came all the way to Augusta.
Mhm.
I came all the way to Augusta, and I I want to do, be up. I want to be active. So for us, we're gonna do like arts and crafts activity. Like I got the little mold to make ornaments with little hands and feet and
Mhm.
stuff. But just something like that. Like I know I'm like, okay, I want us to do gifts and I want to cook a good meal and I want to do an activity. Like those are three things I know I want involved in like Christmas.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, even carrying that on, we're talking about Christmas, but new holiday season period this year, talking about New Year's. Like for me, New Year's is a big deal for me. I love celebrating New Year's, I like doing stuff on New Year's. And this New Year's, I was supposed to travel, and I actually canceled myself because I caught the old, and I had a back injury, and I had a back injury for a very, very long time. I'm literally still only at 80% right now. And so I didn't want to travel. I didn't want to have to be in planes, getting my luggage, and while I'm in another city. I didn't want to turn up in another city and then get to a hotel drunk as hell and can't get out the bed because my back was locking up. And so I ended up like canceling it. And I had a period where I was like really sad about it because I'm like, no, I got a dress already. I got some really cute heels already. I was supposed to turn up. I was looking at makeup artists down there. Like I was really
Mhm.
ready. And I end up just be like, okay, so it just not gonna look like I'm used to it looking. Okay,
Mhm.
cool. What can it look like? And I did the same thing. I'm like, you know what? It's gonna look like activities. It's gonna look like I love
Mhm.
painting. I love wine. Let's combine them at home. That's what it's gonna look like. Y'all know I'm an astrology girly, so I booked me astrology reading for 2025.
Mhm.
Um, and so I was like, what are the things I can do that fits where I am in life right now? And that
Absolutely.
can still bring joy, even if it's not like turn it up with my bestie downtown somewhere. It's gonna look like, okay, we're gonna paint. Okay, we're gonna listen to some nice music. We're gonna have our wine. We gonna go to our little astrology read it, and we gonna have a good night. We're gonna find a really good movie and being okay with that. And
Yeah.
even though I think for me it was hard because I was like, oh, I want to bring in a new year hype. I want to bring in a new year just feeling so happy and just like excited. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, but you know, I'm actually really no longer in the mood for all of that. How about we just bring it in peacefully? How about we bring it in feeling serene? How about we bring it in feeling like, okay, calmness, rested. And it can be a bit of a mind switch, especially if you still feel that in your spirit, like I want to turn up. But being okay with like, I'm really big on I'm not about to go into debt for one day. I'm
Heavy, heavy on that.
I'm not about to go into debt for something that 5 years from now I won't really even remember the feeling.
Mm-mm. Mhm.
So switching your mindset around it. Yeah, it might not look like you want it to, but okay, what are some other things that it can look like? Can it look like peacefulness? Can it look like rest? Can it look like, there's other feelings that we can have.
It can still be magical.
It
You
can.
still I'm all about like finding those like small things that will make something better, like you were saying, even if it's like scheduling, like you said, scheduling a reading, whether it's going and like go buy some champagne. You don't have to be expensive champagne. Get you some champagne, get you something different to drink at the
Yeah.
at the house. Maybe you're taking it back. What do you want to be doing at midnight?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Like just make it you can make it special and you can still have a little magic to the
Yeah.
holidays by just paying attention to those small details. You
Even
can
with
still
the
take
getting
cute
the
pictures.
champagne, even with the giving champagne, like me and Neek, one of the things we were gonna do is she found this like TikTok where you got 3 bottles of champagne and then like you wrote certain things on it and you're supposed to pop it when that happens in 2025 and like you
Mm-hmm.
get to paint it or whatever, make it really pretty. And like
Mm-hmm.
me and her were like, okay, how about we still do that over Skype? Since we're not gonna be here together, cool. We're still gonna do it. You get your paint, I
Mm-hmm.
get my paint.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can still, yeah, definitely add that
Yeah.
magic.
I want to do that this year. I was thinking about that. I was gonna get Greg and I some well, we're gonna probably get the little ones, but and just add, yeah, certain goals on there and do that because I think that would be fun. That would be something to
Yeah.
look forward to. But I've also done like vision boards. Is a great like New Year's activity to do. One year got together with friends and we had a vision board party and it was really nice.
Yeah.
We just sit down and we cut newspaper clippings and we made our vision board for the year. So, and it was a good time. I very much enjoyed it. So yeah, like think differently. I think overall, like when times are hard, like challenge your idea of what's fun, especially when
Yeah.
you don't want something like let's be real, it's not much you can do for free. Like I'm gonna just be real because I hate when people be like, well, you can do all this, you can that. Yes, fun, free is the fun is free, love is free, all that other kind of stuff is free, but it's hard to step out the house without spending money. Let's just be real.
Especially in
Um,
Atlanta, because like you're
mhm,
like, oh, you just gotta go to Piedmont Park. Who can afford to live by Piedmont Park? So you gotta take a $35 Uber to
mhm,
Piedmont Park there, $35 Uber back to do this
mhm.
free activity. You spent $60 getting there.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, so being real. But But yeah, but also like what is your idea of fun? Like what other things are fun? Like yes, going out dancing, partying, getting dressed up is it's fun. But like so are other things. You can- but anywho, yeah, so there's that.
Yeah, finding
Um
small joys,
Finding small
essentially.
joys. I would also say like acts of kindness. So it might sound like I'm already going through what I look like doing something for somebody else, but it
Mhm.
really does feel nice to do things for others. And it doesn't always have to be anything huge. Again, you know what I mean? That extra time to check in on someone, maybe do a donation, go help a friend, keep them company, something like that.
I agree. Now, and I think one of the other things that we haven't really touched on yet is that sometimes this part of the year can also feel a bit lonely because other people do have families, other people do have partners, other people are going away, they are going on vacation, they're doing their own things. And for some people, it can be like, yeah, but this is kind of a lonely season. So, yeah, y'all saying go do stuff. I really don't want to do it alone. I always do stuff alone. This is not a time. But okay, then let's talk about how we can find community, even if it's just community for this day, even if it's just community for this week. I feel like I speak to so many people who are lonely and kind of like struggling with finding community. But then when I ask them, like, okay, so what are we doing to find community? It's like nothing. It's like, oh yeah, yeah,
Right.
it doesn't appear from thin air.
Right.
I was gonna say, and there's so many ways to find community, especially with us having access to the internet, y'all. People
Mm-hmm.
are always throwing stuff. Even when you live in small cities, well, I have a homegirl that lives in a very small town, like one high school type small town. And for her, it's like, well, I don't know how to find community. I don't blah, blah. But even her, we were talking about it. And I was like, why don't you just Google free things to do in blank, blank city
Mm-hmm.
in December 2024? And all sorts of events that she didn't know about popped up.
Mm-hmm.
There was
Mm-hmm.
all sorts of like different groups that were having like a knitters circle for New Year's Eve. And she loves knitting. She also found another group that was like, join us as we go caroling for Christmas.
Oh, that's so cute. I
Yeah.
love
And
that.
so if we are kind of like, okay, but I'm lonely this season, I don't really have people to connect with, I don't, let's learn to look for community.
Mm-hmm.
For those of us who want it and are want it right now, you don't have to have it right now. Don't force yourself into it. But I think so many of us feel like this, I have to carry everything alone, and you literally don't. Also, checking in with your friends. There might be some friends who I think sometimes we all just assume, like, oh, I'm going to be this like lone wolf right now. And then you talk to your friend like a week later, like, yeah, girl, I didn't do nothing for Christmas either. I too was at
Mm-hmm.
home.
Mm-hmm.
Check in with your folks. Lean on community.
Absolutely. Free yourself, especially if you don't like have any where you like have to be found. Like free yourself
Mhm.
and to make your holiday look however you want it to look.
Look, there are so many things. Like, I remember one year I went to a murder mystery dinner.
Oh, that's nice.
I was new in town, didn't know a lot of folks. And so it was just like, I want to eat. I would like to be entertained. I would like to let me alone. And so I went to it and had the time of my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Look into other things. If we're feeling like, okay, one of my fears is that I feel lonely, this is going to be a hard time for
Mm-hmm.
me, then okay, then let's get you around some folks. Safe folks, safe-ish folks.
Yeah, and maybe like accepting because I know sometimes we get invites that we're just like and don't follow up on. Like
Yeah.
maybe give it a shot. One year I know I went to a fabulous New Year's Eve party that I don't know I just said yes to some girl that was interning with me and I went and I had just great conversation with great
Yeah.
people. I bought one little old bottle of wine and there was wine flowing everywhere. There were desserts.
Hmm.
It was a lovely location. It was just like it was a house party they had, but everyone was like dressed really nice. It was a good time. I
Yeah.
still love the pictures from that and seeing my face. I was having a good time.
Yeah.
Just because, I said yes and went to someone, we weren't friends like that at the time, but she was
Mhm.
nice enough to invite me and I went and I enjoyed it. And from then on, we were able to form a friendship. But heck yeah, sometimes people are reaching to you and you need to say yes
Yeah.
and go for it.
That is such a good point because I feel like I am so good for that, for getting invites. I'm like, yeah, no, girl, it's cool. But thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. And I think it's because it's like this assumption of like, you're asking to be nice.
Mhm.
Or kind of like, I mean, you ask everybody, and or even if it's, you feel like it's genuine, it's like, girl, I don't know you and your other friends. You're not gonna stand
Mhm.
by me the whole time. So then I gotta mingle with these other people. Y'all probably gonna be in groups. Y'all probably don't let yourself assume your way out of a possible really fun night.
Mhm.
Because I
That's
know that's what I do. I be checking myself out of it.
I'm guilty. I'm guilty as well. Just like you said, building it up to be like, it's gonna be this whole thing. I don't want to experience that. But I've done some market research, I've participated in some things, and yeah, if you sometimes it turns out to be a good time.
Yeah. This isn't so much about the holiday season, but someone actually recently invited me on a vacation somewhere. And they're gonna have so many other people, like they're going with their friends and stuff. I'm like,
Mhm.
come, no, join. And I was just, and I talked myself out of it. And now I'm feeling bad. We up here talking about it. And I was just like, I definitely talked about it. We literally just talked about it earlier tonight. And they were just like, since you don't want to come, and they were telling me all this stuff. And I was like, well, yeah, but see, it seems like a turn up thing. And all you guys know each other since high school. And I don't know if I want
Mhm.
to spend 5 days and y'all buddy buddy. And then
That's a
and
lot.
they're like, no, there's going to be other people there that are new. There's at least five that they don't know each other too. And it's going to be, and me and you can have a whole day, just us, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, yeah, but but what? And I just kept, every single time they gave me something, I was just like, but I can give you something to completely dismiss that whole argument. Try me. I need to be saying this to myself. Yes, do not
Mhm.
your way out of what could possibly be really, really good and really, really fun for you.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I think even as we're talking about this, and so maybe, okay, now you found something new. You kind of switch your expectation of the day. You're okay with your feelings. You felt the feelings. I think another thing to like keep in mind is like also practice the art of grounding. Practice the art of grounding during this time. For some of us, we can get very overwhelmed. We can get very anxious. And that is what makes the holiday season so nerve wracking for us. It's not even so much like I don't have anywhere to go. I don't have anything to do. It could be, I have too much to do. I have too
Mhm.
many places to go and I'm very overwhelmed. And this is so much. And I really, really invite you guys to practice grounding. Now, one of the things, this is something I do a lot of times with my clients. Basically, it's one of the techniques that is kind of just sorting out your anxiety to make it more chewable, to make it more digestible for you. And that can look like, okay, I'm feeling really anxious right now. I don't know what to do right now. I'm in freeze mode, and it could be like, okay, so what are all the things that are causing me to be anxious? And just kind of like writing them down. And then, okay, let's categorize them. Which ones are real? Which ones are assumptions? Okay. These ones are assumptions. These ones are real. So let's not worry about assumptions. Let's put those over there. Now let's look at what's real. All right. Which one of these things matter in the next day? Which one of these matters in the next 2 weeks? And which one of these things matter in the next month? And then which one of these things I got a long time for? Cool. And then we just work with, okay, let's just work with what matters today, or let's just work with what matters the next 2 weeks, or what matters the next month, whatever works for your lifestyle, and helping you kind of really dissect that. Because I think a lot of times when we get overwhelmed, we think about the big picture, and that keeps us in that freeze state. That keeps us in that, like, okay, and this is why I can't do it because, they're expecting all this because da, 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 da. Okay, cool. But when you break it down in chunks, okay, well, what matters this week? Well, this week, I just have to decide which party I'm going to. I have to make sure I have an outfit for it. I have to make sure I get a bottle of wine for the host. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. Do you have clothes at home that you can wear, or do we need to buy new ones? I guess I got a couple things. Okay, let's just work on what we can wear today. You can get wine. You got 5 more days till you have to get the wine. We can work on getting wine 3 days from now. Okay. We have to figure out which party to go to. When is this RSVP due? Okay. That one's due tomorrow. That one's due on Wednesday. Okay. How about we do some deep breaths and really channel in how do we feel? And if we think it's enough time to make it tomorrow, it's not enough time to make it tomorrow. Okay. Let's reject that one. Now let's do the same thing. Is it enough time to make it? Do you feel better about making it to the one on Friday, or do we not have the time? Okay, you feel better about that. Okay, let's accept that one. Let's send that one out. break it down into chunks. And I know that sounds real simplistic, but a lot of times, again, when we're in that anxious state, we're not looking at what makes sense. Again, you get into that fright mode, you look at the big picture, break it down into something smaller, something more digestible. And I promise you, for a lot of people, that is going to make it feel more manageable and less overwhelmed.
Mhm.
Brain
Mhm.
dump is what it's called. Dang it.
I'd also add when it comes to because when you talk about sectioning, it was making me think about like Christmas specifically, like revamp your Christmas list. If you're someone who's like running around, there are people in this world who love to give things to everybody. You know, they buy small gifts for their coworkers. They always send a card to every single family member and they blah 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 blah. That is a lot.
Mhm.
And there's some people who love to do that. And if you get energized by it and that's what the seasons are for you and you can afford it,
That part.
then by all means, you know, have at it. We love your little cards and gifts and things. But if you're someone who you know you are stretching yourself thin trying to get every cousin, aunt, everybody kids, every whatever a gift,
Mhm.
like chill, stop, reassess it. It's okay. It's okay. Because I don't know why I had a couple years of that. I was young. I thought that's what I was supposed to do.
Mhm.
And then I realized that, like, I can't, this is, I'm not having a good time.
I
You know
make
what I'm
$16 an hour. Maybe this
saying?
is not the period of my life to buy everybody
I'm
everything.
not, yeah, like, make this make sense. And I was so excited to do it. You know, like, I make real money. Let me, like, I was like, I don't want to do this. And for what? Like, is everyone else breaking? And it's not a bit, but honestly,
Mhm.
sometimes ask yourself that. Are they breaking their neck
Mhm.
trying to get you a gift?
Yeah.
And they know that's not the reason to give, but
Mhm.
ask it, okay? And when you realize it's not that serious, you only talk to them 3 times a year, keep your money, save your time, and don't do it. If which is too late to be Christmas shopping at this point online. But if buying when I got to the point where I was like, you know what, I hate shopping. If I can get everything online,
Mhm.
that would make my life so much easier. Christmas got so much better
Mhm.
when I cut my list down to where it used to just be my mom and my sister, and like maybe my cousin if she was gonna be present the day of, because
Mhm.
I'm not buying something to give it to you 3 weeks later. I don't care.
Mhm.
Keep my money today. But anyway, got real specific with it. It was great.
Yeah.
Christmas got so much less stressful. Um, and sometimes I've had times where I've had jobs where Christmas, like right now, my current job, like Christmas is amping up, trying
Yeah.
to get donations, get them to the kids, doing all,
Mhm.
and I'm aware of it. So because I don't want to get burnt out to where I'm just like, I'm Christmased out by the time
Yeah.
the day gets here. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But we pushing it. I just got to
Yeah.
make it through Thursday and then I'll be able to like decompress and just get through the holiday. But anyway, but yeah, revamp your Christmas list, man. Like you do not try to meet all of those. Like it will be okay.
Yeah.
It'll be okay. I don't know who you need to kick off your list, even if it's a friend, like a friend that you love, and you're just to have that conversation. Hey, friend, let's not.
Yeah.
You might relieve their stress too.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely have had a year. This was like, oh gosh, this was somewhere in my tweens. But I remember I had a friend who I did not expect to give me a gift. Randomly, just like, oh, and wait till you see your gift. And I was like, yeah. And I had to have that conversation at that time to be like, girl, I did not know we were giving gifts. And I was like, but you can take it back or whatever. But I just don't have I don't have the money this year. I was
Mhm.
a new mom. I was
Mhm.
like, I spent too much, too wild. I was like, girl, I wasn't expecting. I don't have the money, and she was perfectly okay with it. She still wanted to give. She's like, I got it because I thought of you when I saw this. I got this in October, and I was like, oh, you
Mhm.
gonna love it. I want you to have it. Don't worry about it.
Mhm.
But have the conversations. Don't not break your back. Let's be honest. Most of these gifts, you breaking your back for something they forget you gave them a month later, for something
Mhm.
that they're either run out of, don't really use, or maybe they do, but like it did not change their life. It wasn't some like monumental thing. Don't break your back for that. And then I will say for some of the people who just feel like, but no, I have to, maybe you got a family of 10 siblings or something. I do also consider batch giving.
Mm-hmm.
Consider batch giving.
Shut up.
I had a girl I used to work with who loved to give our whole team gifts. And so she would just go to the dollar store, buy dollar store tins, and she would bake a whole bunch of cookies and just put them in the cookies and come and give us cookies, wrap them up, give us cookies. And that was her thing for Christmas. She's like, oh, and she actually was somebody who had a lot of siblings. I can't remember how many, but for her, she was like, yeah, no, all my siblings. She was like, I was just making a lot. And so I was like, let me also do my coworkers. She's like, I only people get real gifts is my kids, my husband,
Mm-hmm.
but I like to give. And
Mm-hmm.
so, and I can cook. So here you go.
Yeah. I know one year back when I had a job where I had a bunch of coworkers I wanted to get stuff for, I did like, I thought it was so cute. Well, that was, that was a long time ago because I'm thinking about, I did like movie like nights.
Hmm.
And so everyone got like a pack of popcorn and like some pajama pants and a DVD.
Yeah.
And like the DVD was like specific to, that person.
Hmm.
And it was nice. I really enjoyed doing that. But you wouldn't buy nobody a DVD nowadays, I guess.
I don't know the way they are messing with our media and taking away my favorite songs and musics, and now I can't find them on streaming. Maybe let's go back to DVDs. Let's all go to Goodwill, get us a DVD or Blu-ray player, and start buying back the DVDs.
Yes. But anyway, yeah, no, bulk gifts, themed things, themes are good. Most people are just happy to be acknowledged. I know some people who really, I'm just think about all the people who I know really good. They be like, oh yeah, and then I buy extras for just the moment you talked about. So if somebody says, oh, I got you something, they can whip out some Bath and Body Works to be like, oh, and I got you this. Like, let's just stop the cap.
Well, but no, I will say though, I love that though, because not last year, I think it was the year before last. I went to like Walmart one day and they just had a whole bunch of like toys and stuff on sale. They had a lot of stuff on clearance. And they had a lot of these like kits of like build your own bracelet, um, make your own purse, makeup kit, for kids, makeup
Mhm.
thing, nail polish thing, make your own nail polish. And they had them all on sale for $1. And I just
Mhm.
stocked up. And every time my daughter, little friend, had a birthday party, just go in the closet, get her a gift. Every time when the neighborhood kids came over and like, oh, we want to invite you to go in the closet, get a gift. Like I was so stocked up. I was hoping for people to have birthday parties because we had so much. I got like $50 worth because it was $1. I was like, oh yeah, let's just get this candle making, give it to her.
That's nice.
Yeah. By the time Christmas came, I was getting so many gifts. I was getting 38-year-old women bracelet making kits. And I
Lord.
was like, no, it's for your inner child. I'm doing therapy.
See, so if you one of them people that love, and I know you enjoy I enjoy giving gifts when I know it's the right gift.
Yeah.
Like, aha, I found it. But if I'm just like buying something because it is that, like, it's the season and that's what I'm supposed to do,
Yeah.
it feels more forced. It is
Yeah.
so much harder for me to be like, I got you the perfect thing. Like now I just feel like I'm just getting you stuff.
Yeah. That's how I feared this year about my mom's gift because
Mm-hmm.
I like giving thoughtful gifts
Mm-hmm.
and I just don't have a thoughtful one this year. And she was just like, I just want PJs. I just want pajamas. I want a robe and pajamas. And I was just like, nothing else. So I still got her something else that it's more so she needs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I still was like,
It doesn't have that like ah
yeah, because
vibe. Yeah.
I do, but I agree with you. I do. And the reason I like giving gifts is one, I only give gifts for people I really care about.
Mm-hmm.
But so then I know you. So then when I'm getting them, it's
Mm-hmm.
because I thought about you. I think this was your style. I think you're like, this is so cute. It made me think of you. Let's put that in a
Mm-hmm.
basket. Let's get that together.
Mm.
Um,
Makes amazing baskets, y'all.
thank you so much.
Like you can be so creative. I'm thinking about some gifts that I've gotten that have been like really cool.
Mhm.
Um it's like my favorite candy. I love when people buy me a fuck ton of my favorite candies. Like get me 9 packs of Mike and Ike's. Yes, that's what I want for Christmas.
Yeah.
I remember I used to love eating hot tamales and having Pepsi, and like someone at work like got me like 2 Pepsis and like 4 boxes of hot tamales one year for Christmas, and I was like, I felt so seen. I was
Yeah.
so happy. Um, one year my aunt bought me them big humongo ass bags of Doritos, like four
Mhm.
different flavors and a bottle of wine. And I was like, I love Doritos. It
Look,
was, and she put the gift inside of a laundry basket. I still use. that laundry basket,
Yeah.
okay? Like, so, if you're, again, someone who just, these are things for those people who enjoy it and are
Mhm.
like, hey, I like to give stuff. Those are some other, like, little small, inexpensive things that
Yeah.
you can do that people like. Just one year, my aunt bought my cousin just a big ass bag of bunch of Carmex,
Mhm.
like a year's worth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stuff like people love stuff like that. Like just.
Look, I not from romantic partners. Like, no, put thought in, put in effort. But from other people, I love practical gifts. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
love that you were like, you know what? She keeps touching that damn phone when she drives. I'm gonna get her the thing that sticks the phone up there and does hands free because she terrified me. Thank you, girl. Thank you so much for that. I love a practical gift. I love a like the Carmex type thing. Like I know that you love the lip gloss or the Carmex and you lose it every 3 days. Here's this
Mm-hmm.
bag of Carmex. I love a practical gift from non-partners.
To an extent. I mean, I think if you're gonna get your partner something practical, you should also throw something else with it. Like, don't only get them something
Not
practical.
give me nothing practical for Christmas, Valentine's Day, or my birthday. I
Well,
don't.
like, let me see.
I guess, but
I
also because
definitely,
I'm a person like in a relationship, I'm getting you practical stuff when I know that you need it. And so
yeah.
like it's just stepping up. So when you do it for
I
Christmas,
mean,
like it's
yeah.
supposed to be, yeah.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I feel you. I mean, I guess because I got my partner something practical because I know because well, it's around like an activity I know he enjoys, and it's like this would be more enjoyable if you had this device.
But see, that's not to me. I mean, yes, that's practical,
It's
but that's
practical,
also a combination of like something you would really like,
of
and it
course,
goes
yeah,
into something. Yeah, but when I'm talking about like,
right.
don't give me Carmex because you know I like
No,
Carmex.
no,
Like
no.
that's what I'm saying when I'm talking practical
I guess, but I feel like if you're gonna do that, get something else too. I don't think there's anything wrong with those things.
for Ashley. I want to clarify because I know your ass listening. Do not get me things practical.
Okay,
Come up
I
with no
feel you.
Carmex. Um,
One thing also, okay, because I just thought of this year. I'm just because so my partner loves my fiance. um,
we forgot she about to be a wife, y'all. We didn't even
I'm
tell y'all. Ashley
engaged,
about to be a
y'all.
wife.
I'm about to be a whole wife. I'm currently a fiance. Anyway,
Mhm.
um, he loves YouTube. I ain't never seen nobody watch YouTube so much. I don't even know what's on there. I don't watch it, but he does. And you know what? I got him YouTube Premium so that he can enjoy it without
Mm.
commercials. And I was like, yes, girl, you're adorable. And
That's
then you
good.
know what's even more dope? I got the family plan, so I could gift it to my cousin, and I could gift it to my sister, and I could gift it.
The gift that keeps giving.
Merry Christmas!
No, that's
Liz, I was like, what? It just
yeah,
opened a portal.
yeah. You're so funny. You are so funny. No, I
But
love that.
yeah.
I do. I do. No, but like I mean, again, things that combine their activities, like I know I've given like really nice cigars before as gifts where it's
Yeah.
like yes, you need them because you're about to run out, but like also you enjoy them. They cost more than they should, but whatever. I guess this one's better because it has a gold wrapping. So there you go. So there's some that are like practical slash they no,
Yeah.
also it goes in. And I think there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But also, can I just say it's sometimes not there's nothing wrong with getting people exactly what they want.
Mhm.
And the reason I'm saying this is because there's some times when like they're like, what do you want? And you are like an AMC gift card, and they're like, no. Or you're something that's kind of like low. You're just kind of like,
Mhm.
honestly, I'm trying to think of something else that's practical. Because this
I told my
happened to
cousin
me.
I wanted the perfect t-shirt. I said, I want you to hunt and do the research and find me. I want it to fit like this. I don't want it to be see-through.
Look, well, and I know I told one of my parents, like they were asking, what do you want? And I was like, honestly, if you could pay for me to get my licensure in other states, I was like,
Mm.
because that's something I want to add other states. I want to
Mhm.
get licensed for other states. And I was
Mhm.
like, honestly, if you want to pay for that, that'd be great. And they were just like, no, that's a pack. And I was like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's what I
See?
want.
See, yeah, that would upset me. I'm like, I want
Yeah.
that. Like, and it's like, here's a purse. Well, they was like,
If you teach a man to fish, like I get my license in other states, so I can give you better gift next year. But yeah, no, and I know I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get it. I'm not. I'm gonna get something from Temu, and I'm gonna be happy with it. It's fine, but like it's okay.
but that was a good ask. It was a good thing to think of.
Sometimes it's okay to give people the practical things that they want, even if it's like the cheap things that they want. Like, even again, my mom said she wanted PJs. And at first I was just like, girl, I would get you some PJs. Like, what you want for Christmas? She's like, I want PJs. And so I was like, okay. So I got her PJs. I got her 2 pairs of slippers. I got her a nice robe. And then I got her something else that I wanted to give her.
Mhm.
Um, and so I'm just like, because I had to say that conversation with myself. Like, no, this is what she said she wants. So this is what she gonna get.
Yeah. Yeah, try not to make it hard on yourself at the end of the day. Like I'm someone who, yeah, if I don't feel that spark, I don't want to like buy it, and I don't feel good about spending my money on it. So I don't. Like it is hard around this time because yeah, you can kind of feel forced, like it's a forced event
Mhm.
than just when you feel inspired to buy someone something. But you know, people have enough junk and stuff to be honest. So if it's not genuine, like don't don't
Yeah.
just don't. Just don't even spend your money. But yeah, back to staying to the fact that we know it's hard because we're talking about gift giving, like, ah, you can buy this, you can buy that. But we're also
Yeah.
giving like realistic, practical, not crazy expensive ideas. Hopefully someone
Yeah.
hears this in time.
Yeah. Well, and also like one thing, okay, and this is actually practical. But like I also am a fan of the coupon gifts. I used to do those for my parents all the time. When I was a kid. Yeah, you never had a teacher that made you do a coupon book as a gift for your parents?
Oh, with like things like, oh, I owe you like one house cleaning or something like
Yeah,
that.
like a
Okay, yeah.
hug and stuff or a kiss.
Oh, a hug. Mm.
Yeah, because right now my daughter's going through this stage where like I annoy her with my love. And so I'm like, yeah, give me a books where I can get my hugs and my kisses without you being like, "Mom." Like, no, I got 25 kisses. Guess what we doing for the next hour? Uh, but even
That's
as an
cute.
adult, I think that would be fun. Even I would honestly, I would love to get something like that from my friends, where it's just like,
Yeah.
you have 1 hour of talking about your ex uninterrupted with no judgment. Yes. Guess what we're doing Saturday?
That's
Like,
funny.
little stuff like that. I think that's a really great gift to give, especially if you're like, money's kind of tight. Make it quick, make it fancy, paint, draw, make it
Hmm.
cute, maybe scrapbook it.
Hmm.
Oh, you can make it on Canva and have it shipped to your house for like $7. But little stuff like that, if you feel like it's in a tough spot, I would absolutely love that. I would find that absolutely hilarious to just
That's
get
really cute.
one. Hmm.
I said that's really cute. I'm like thinking of like what types of coupons I would want. That's cute.
Yeah, I would like you could talk to your ex and there would be no judgment. Um, Coffee date, just stuff.
Hmm.
Like, "Hey, here's one for a coffee date. Coffee
Hmm.
date on me. I'm gonna show up. I'm not gonna work 80 hours that week. I'm gonna show up. We're gonna have coffee. But you can get creative. Don't let the spirit of brokenness get you
Hmm.
down. If your biggest concern this holiday season is about, okay, but I can't give like I used to. Okay, but can you give creatively if we can give it all? Because again, there's also nothing wrong with saying, guys, I just don't have it in me. And that can be not only financially, but saying, hey guys, mentally, I don't have it in me right now.
Hmm. 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 And just because, and if you're someone who, loves a good holiday meal, because I know I am, don't be discouraged by having like a small, like if you're staying home, like there's plenty of years I spent holidays just me and my mom, the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
And she whip up a little Cornish hen, them little tiny birds, I mean, there's
Yeah.
something like that that's like small and intimate. Like you can still make those things special even when it's just for you.
Yeah.
Because I've definitely had some Thanksgivings by myself where I just was like, you know what? No one ever makes me mashed potatoes, and I want them this year. Um, or bacon and cake, and you get to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because I've done that too. But yeah, like taking the time for like those special things, like even if it's just you or even if it's just you and your one other person, your baby or your boo, whomever, you guys can still like make it special and like take the time to if you enjoy a good meal. If that's not your vibe and you would rather go out to eat, some people like to go out to eat on Christmas. I don't know who's open. I don't know what's happening, but some people like to do that. Do that. Order something. Do again, don't make it hard, but if those are things that are important to you, heck, identify a home where maybe they will let you come get a plate.
Yeah.
Don't make it hard.
So if this episode resonates with you, we would love to hear your thoughts. Definitely on the Instagram, in our comments. Share your story. Tell us a little bit about how you like to stay connected during the holiday season. When it's hard, when you don't have the energy, when it's gonna be a year that looks a little different. We would love to hear from you. Remember that you are not alone and that Christmas, New Year's Eve, it's about hope, it's about renewal, and even though this year has probably been difficult for most of you, there's always room to sneak a little bit of joy in. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode. We'll have a new episode for you guys in 2 weeks. Follow us on Instagram at She Wolf Alchemy and on TikTok at She Wolf Alchemy Podcast. And give us a like and review wherever you're listening. Give us a review with some words. We absolutely love that. And other than that, you will hear the sound of our voice in 2025, y'all.
Woo!
Other than that, bye.
Bam.